And many of those at the border and housed in overflow facilities are unaccompanied minors.
The latest numbers on minors being taken into U.S. Customs and Border Protection are slightly down. Yesterday, 429 kids were taken in by Border Patrol. The daily average over the past 30 days is 500. And someone who is familiar, to say the least, with what is going on at the border is Sister Norma Pimentel. She's the executive director of Catholic Charities of the Rio Grande Valley, joining us live tonight for her take on all of this. Sister, thanks so much for being with us.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Just start off by talking a little bit about the very important work that you're doing there at the border.
Well, we're receiving families that are released by Border Patrol, and the numbers are increasing, and sometimes they kind of stop, but they are still very high. We get children in with their parents, and we help them make sure they connect with their families so that they don't expose themselves to be unsafe, whether they're in the bus station or places like that. So we want to make sure they're safe and they get the care they need. So this is what we do.
And how does the situation that we're currently witnessing now compare to years past from your perspective?
You know, we have seen a great surge of especially children unaccompanied in years past, and families as well. 2014, 2019 was even higher than what we're seeing right now. As far as the number of families we were receiving daily, we're not quite there, but almost there. And so numbers definitely are going up a lot more. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we hit that same numbers as 2019 in these days.
And I know so much around the immigration debate in this country centered around politics and policy. I want to talk a little bit about the humanity of it all, because you're right there and you see what these families are dealing with. One, why are they leaving their home country to come here? And two, what does it say about our country that they still want to make America home?
Well, I think that everybody wants to be able to be safe and to be in a place where they feel they will be okay. Like just like all of us, we like the United States. I think this is a good country, and they want that for themselves. You know, their country where they are not safe, and therefore they flee from that reality, especially because of the children. That's why we're seeing so many children come to our country, this country, you know. And so it's the main reason why they're here. Unless we help those countries stabilize, be safe, we're going to continue to see year after year surges like we're seeing today. You know, I think if something was done about helping the root causes of why people migrate, we might not see this big numbers of people coming to the border.
Because when you hear these stories about parents telling their young children, in some cases extremely young, toddlers, putting them out there to make the trip as dangerous and as long and as potentially deadly as it could be, it does speak to the gravity of the problems they're facing back home, that a parent would send their kid in that direction under those circumstances to try and make it here, if they make it here.
Yes, definitely. You know, I would, you know, if you're a parent, what would make you dare send your child in those circumstances, possibly exposing the child to great danger, if it isn't because there's greater danger where they are? And so I think that definitely something needs to be happening to correct that, so that they don't risk the lives of these children, their own lives, and that things can get better back home so that they can stay home. And I think they would definitely not make this decision if it weren't because it's very difficult to be there. It's not safe.
And let me ask you this, for the people in the country who are riled up by this immigration issue, concerns about safety or being here illegally or COVID, a wide list of concerns. For the folks who don't like what they're seeing on the border, don't like this influx, don't like what this White House is doing, certainly plenty of critics, what do you think we all should understand about immigration in this country that may help us get to some kind of solution, which has eluded every White House now for so many years?
Definitely. I think one of the things we must never forget is that they're people. and they need help. They're here. And so until governments and the reality of why they come gets addressed and looked at carefully and solutions are really worked at, we have to give food to these families that are hungry, make sure that they're safe. We don't put them in harm's way by not doing something about helping them be in a safer space. I think that responsibility is all of ours. We must be part of a solution to help these families be safe. And in the meantime, find solutions as to migration, why families come, and help correct that so that they don't have to risk their lives like they're doing so.
Sister, I certainly appreciate your time tonight and your humanity and compassion on this issue. Thanks for giving us a few minutes here at News Nation.
Definitely.
Thanks so much. Nicole?
All right, switching gears now, 68